Hello and welcome, or welcome back to the Sales Enablement Festival. I hope you're enjoying the event so far because we've got even more great content heading your way. Remember to have your questions at the ready and get the tailored answers you need from the experts themselves. Thank you again to our sponsors and partners for helping us bring this event to life. Don't forget, if you're enjoying the content from the festival, be sure to check out the SEC membership plans. You can find more information about this over on the Sales Enablement Collective website. Sit back and enjoy the next talk. Hello everyone and welcome back to this next talk, which is hosted by John Judge, who is the SVP of Sales over at Crayon, and he's going to talk to you all about, are you the smartest sales rep in the room? So over to you, John.
Jack, thank you. And good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Yeah, a little tongue-in-cheek presentation title, but let's see if we can't get y'all engaged here. So, smartest rep in the room, is it you? So what makes you the smartest rep in the room? Well, I'm gonna challenge you. One is everybody wants to be on top of the leaderboard. Like that's the rhetorical question of all rhetorical questions. Like I like to be the number one, and if I'm number two, I want to be number one. If I'm number three, I want to be two and then one. But you know, what's that added edge? You know, this is all about like, you know, give me something I haven't heard before, or give me something that I've tried in the past that we can now do even better. Here's my challenge. Imagine that in 75% of your deals, your buyers can't tell the difference between what you're selling and what somebody else is selling. And imagine that on average, 30% of deals are competitive. Some of you may be in situations where like 90% of your deals are competitive. But on average, 32% of enterprise deals are lost to the competition. It's a third of your pipeline. And competition is on the rise. Every company, nearly every company we survey every year tells us that competition is getting more and more difficult. So what are you going to do? Well, here's what we're going to discuss today. I'm going to give you a brief history of what competitive intelligence is all about. I'm then going to swing that over to what I believe is a shift opportunity for everyone in sales. I'll explain what I mean by every watering hole, and then we'll bring it back to you at the individual level. So let's do a little brief history of competitive intelligence. 10 years ago, not that long ago, really the only digital places where you could get a little bit of competitive intelligence was from a company's website or maybe their Twitter feed. There wasn't a lot out there. Over the last 10 years, the amount of digital information available to you and to anyone for that matter has exponentially grown. Forum discussions, campaigns, what's the company websites have absolutely exploded. What's going on in news and PR, business filings, the works. It's staggering. It's literally millions of pages of information that is available out there for you. And yet, for the past tongue-in-cheek moment here, zillion years, and I think that's an actual figure, the process of gathering competitive intelligence has basically been stuck. Companies go, hey, Harold, hey, Kumar, go over here and do some competitive analysis for us. And they go off and they do a manual research, and they go in and they do some Google searches and what have you. And they spend a lot of time and they spend a lot of money. And it takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of money to do it this way. And they come back and they build a PowerPoint deck and they share it with a bunch of people inside the organization. And maybe it gets to you on the front lines. And by then it's 4 months old and it's static and it's stale. Or maybe it never gets to you. But literally, this is how we have been managing competitive intelligence as organizations forever. And here's part of the shift opportunity. I mentioned earlier, there is this massive digital footprint of awesome information out there for you. By the way, there's a massive digital footprint out there of information that is absolutely useless to you. We'll talk a little bit about signal to noise in a second. There's another thing that's happened, and it's in a very similar time period. Organizations like yours have built out extraordinary internal communication platforms. Not just email or your CRM, but all these chat functions that we have now, sales enablement tools that are out there, additional collaboration tools, you name it. There's all kinds of stuff on the right-hand side to leverage and all kinds of opportunity on the left-hand side to go get. Where's that shift opportunity? The shift opportunity is, how do I bring these two things together in an efficient and effective way to go out and win more deals? So here's the shift opportunity. You need to turn this project-based methodology of gathering competitive intelligence into a process-based one where you use SaaS technologies, maybe ours, maybe someone else's, to go out and get me all that information, put it into a system where I can cut signal to noise, and then deliver that in my existing communication platforms. Don't ask me to build another app. Don't ask me to learn to use another application or a new communication device. You've already got them. You've already got them. They work great. And your executives use them, and your sales ops people use them, and product people and marketing and everyone else uses them. How do we go get everything on that left-hand side fed to you in an effective and efficient manner so you can differentiate yourself more clearly and win more business? First, you got to start with a really good search engine. You got to have that capability to go out and track all that stuff that's out on the web. I'm also going to talk a little bit about, you've got to be able to track all the great noise and opportunity that you're surfacing every day back to your sales leaders saying, hey, I got a copy of a competitor's proposal, what have you. And I'll talk about that in a second. You got to be able to pull all that stuff in, and you got to be able to analyze it. You got to be able to figure out what's important and what's not important. You need to be able to slice and dice this information so you can very quickly be able to say, hey, this competitor has just made a pricing change in the following regions. I need to get that out to my sales teams in those regions because there's an opportunity to take advantage of that. Next, that engine that you have has to have some critical technologies around AI and natural language processing and machine learning, because you want this automated. You don't want a human necessarily in there curating all this information that's coming in. You want to set it up so it's automated, so that most of the time is spent interpreting this information and going, this is really important. This is going to help a sales team win. This is going to help a marketing team message better. This is going to help a product team build better product. Because as I mentioned earlier, there is a lot of information out there in the digital footprint. There is a lot of information being generated by each of you every day, coming back from the field, surfacing field intelligence. And the biggest challenge in leveraging technology to get this job done is cutting signal to noise, finding those nuggets that really work and leaving all the other stuff behind. And as I mentioned earlier, we can't forget to tap the wisdom of the crowd. The wisdom of the crowd is each of you. Every day you're out in the field hearing stuff, seeing stuff, getting handed stuff, getting something emailed to you by your prospects or your customers. And sometimes those are absolute gems and they get lost in your organization. You surface them up to maybe a few of your friends inside the organization, or you send them up the ladder to your executive chain. But do they get curated and cascaded across your organization? So you want to tap the wisdom of the crowd so that the good nuggets that are coming in from sales, that are coming in from customer success, are not just shared in a small silo, they're spread out across the organization in a very efficient and effective way. Every watering hole. What do I mean by this? It's simple. Remember I talked to you a little bit about that built out communication platform that each of your organizations have got or are refining right now. You as sales professionals, customer success professionals, marketing professionals, you've kind of got your favorite places to hang out. Me, I'm a Slack person. I like jumping into Slack. I'm in all various Slack channels. I'm a member to probably 5 or 6 outside Slack channels. That's where I like getting my information. I'm kind of a real-time cat. I like it coming in and coming out. Some of you may be more, hey, I'm more into getting my information out of my learning management systems, or hey, I'm just good old-fashioned email person. Or a lot of you may go, you know what, I'm in my CRM. If I need competitive intelligence or I need intelligence on a particular deal, I want it right there. Like while I'm in that opportunity field or I'm in that account field, like somebody mentions a competitor, boom, I want that information at my fingertips. Here's the deal. Competitive intelligence needs to exist in every watering hole. Because no matter who you are, whether you're a sales professional, a marketing professional, a customer success professional, you've got your favorite watering holes, and you can't develop a competitive intelligence engine without making sure that not only are you delivering competitive intelligence to everyone's favorite watering hole, but remember, we're going to tap the wisdom of the crowds too. The wisdom of the crowds are hanging out in all these different watering holes. We've got to be able to bring that stuff back in again as well. So one of the favorite things we like to do in the competitive intelligence world is build salespeople and build customer success people really good battle cards. I took you back to that old way of doing it. The old way of doing it was, manual, intensive, expensive, the works. And then you'd get that kind of a PowerPoint deck like once or twice a year with competitive intelligence, or Lord knows it was buried in some wiki or something like that. The battle cards that win more deals are automated, and they've got dynamic information in them that helps you win more deals. Who's the person on the top of the leaderboard in your organization against that particular competitor? Where are we winning? Where are we losing? Why? Is that information real time? Can I get other stuff off of the web that's specifically filtered? Maybe you're in a SaaS business yourself and you want to know whether or not one of your competitors has got a bunch of negative reviews, or they've got a bunch of positive reviews. Or you're in marketing and somebody's Twitter feeds and blog feeds are blowing up. Hey, what's going on there? Are they about to announce a new product? The key to battle cards is keep them truthful, keep them real time, and keep them focused on information that matters to help you win more business. And put them in a place where you want to be, whether that's in your CRM, whether that's in your learning management system, or anything else. And then these are the things that when you're delivering in competitive intelligence in every watering hole, and you're pulling competitive intelligence for every watering hole, you've got trusted and proven battle cards. There's a lot of really cool stuff going on in Teams and Slack. The problem is, if you're not regularly following it, it kind of just disappears up into the feed. You got to have the ability to go in there and go, whoa, wait a minute, that's unbelievable. I got to pull that out. I got to get that across a broader watering hole. Or, hey, I know John Judge likes to sit inside Slack. Here's a really cool thing we put on a battle card or put in an email blast. I got to drop this thing inside Slack too, because that's where he's probably going to pick it up. And you need real-time information. You need real-time information, news alerts, updates, stuff that helps you win more business. And I'm a competitive person. I talked about it earlier. I like to be the one on top of that leaderboard. The latest wins and losses and why and who made it happen is so important. Because, when you're on the top of the leaderboard, you're going to be a great team player and you're going to tell others how you did it. And if you're not on the top of that leaderboard, you're going to have a great teammate that you can reach out to and say, how'd you do it? And they're going to tell you. And you're all going to get better. And lastly, you got to have a feedback loop. Track comments, track feedback, make everything better, and continuously improve the methodologies in which you're doing it. Here's some other fun news about competitive intelligence. This isn't just about winning more deals. Competitive intelligence has absolute value across your entire organization. Looked at it this way, right-hand side, we're over here, give me tactical information, keep it short, keep it sweet, help me win more deals. You go all the way over to the left, you want executives in your organization making better strategic decisions because they know what's going on in the competitive marketplace. They know where they can lean in on the what's next for your company to help build better product, to help you market it better, to help you differentiate yourself in the marketplace, to help you win more of those competitive deals. Last section, bring it back to you. Our job can get a little intense sometimes. This is just a little tongue-in-cheek photograph, but we have to have difficult conversations. We have to sometimes get up in people's grills, or in some cases, we've got prospects who get up in ours. I truly believe that it is important to step into difficult conversations or hard conversations or uncomfortable conversations, because if we avoid them, we trade short-term discomfort for long-term dysfunction. We as sales professionals, marketing professionals, customer success professionals, our organizations are counting on us to step into those hard questions, those hard conversations, and especially step into them early. So now take all of this that I've shared with you around building a competitive intelligence culture, and remember, keep having those hard conversations. You need to ask your prospect very early in the sales cycle, are they considering other vendors? You need to make sure you're positioning price early and often, because that helps you ferret out whether or not someone else is in there. Find those competitive intelligence watering holes and use them. I'm huge on buying vision. Someone is helping that prospect create a buying vision. If it isn't you, someone else is, guaranteed. Hey, provide feedback to your CI team. Many of you have got robust competitive intelligence capabilities already inside your organization. Be part of that feedback loop to make it better. And remember, we're going to have those leaderboards. If you're on top, be a good teammate and tell your teammates how you did it. And if you're not on top, reach out to those great teammates and get some help. And lastly, for all of our sales enablement leaders out there, measure results. Watch them rise. You implement battle cards, see if your win rate is improving. You implement putting competitive intelligence in every watering hole, measure how well you're doing. And if it's not working, find out why it isn't. And if it is working, press down hard and hit the gas. Thank you all. I had a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will hit the pause button here for a little bit and take any questions, Jack.
Thanks so much, John, for that. That was a really brilliant presentation. Yeah, we have had some questions come in. If anyone does have any questions for John, please do drop them into the chat and he'll be happy to answer them. So the first question has come from Heather, who asked, we don't have a dedicated CI team. Do you have any tips or tools for maintaining effective internal feedback loops for CI?
It's a great question, Heather. A lot of organizations don't have dedicated teams. However, there's usually someone inside your marketing team, probably within product marketing or some marketing leadership role, where there is a little bit of their job description where they are responsible for competitive intelligence. I think technology now gives your organization the opportunity to, without a lot of additional manpower, go out and start to build a competitive intelligence platform, leveraging the team that you already have. And there are organizations like Crayon, as I mentioned earlier, who can help you get that leg up, and without a lot of additional human capital, go out and create a phenomenal ROI around the CI platform.
Yeah, great answer. So the next question is suggestions on how to automatically create a battle card.
So a lot of battle cards, they don't get necessarily automatically created. However, a lot of the information inside of a good battle card has the ability to automatically get updated. So for example, a good company battle card has got what I call static information. Hey, here's a description of this competitor. hey, here's where we win and where we lose against this competitor. Like, hey, stick with these storylines. What gets automated is, hey, here's how they're doing on various review sites, negative reviews, positive reviews. Here's where you're winning and losing. A number of other sort of tiles or elements of that battle card can get created where they're just automatically getting updated anytime that specific event occurs or refreshes. And that's what makes building a great battle card so much easier, because suddenly 60-70% of it is automated and staying fresh. And then the last piece I would say about automating or keeping a battle card fresh is have the ability to provide a feedback loop within that battle card. You're in there, you said a few things, somebody came back at you and said, no, that's actually not true. Their pricing is X, Y, and Z. You got to be able to provide that feedback right away and say, hey, we may need a correction here.
Yeah, great answer again. And Heather said thanks. So the next question is, do you have any advice for how to best replicate our top sales performers to other members of the team that are struggling?
Oh, I love that. First of all, tell them you love them and you need them. And, you know, I used to work for a gentleman a long time ago who said, great salespeople are floor leaders. And part of their job is to, you know, spread the knowledge. I think creating specific Slack channels for those sales leaders to share advice, or a Teams channel around a particular competitor that's bothersome to you in a particular space, and asking those sales leaders to weigh in. At Crayon during the pandemic, so for the last 14 months, we do a morning stand-up every morning. And we ask a lot of our salespeople to step in and talk about recent wins that they've had. And then they'll go off and hold like another stand-up or a little forum where they can coach up BDRs on how to better attack into an opportunity, or help our salespeople move things through the pipeline a little bit better. But I think it's reminding those top sales leaders that they're not just great salespeople, they're floor leaders within your organization. And part of their job is to step up and help everybody else.
Yeah, nice answer. So that does seem like that is all the questions we have. If anyone does have any more questions, we will have a few more seconds for you to drop them in. But with that being said, and if there aren't any more questions, John, thank you so much for that presentation and taking the time to answer the questions. And also thank you to everyone else who has tuned in. If you would like to ask John any more questions or would like to continue the conversation, please do connect with him over on LinkedIn, and I'm sure he'll be more than happy to continue the conversation over there. So that being said, John, thank you. Thank you, everyone, and we'll see you all very soon.
Cheers, everybody.